ever try to fuck me.
Why not? I never said that to anybody. I mean, girls. When I was single. Got AIDS twice. Took Mentos, got rid of it. Now here's Phil with the weather. How are you, folks? Monday, if you notice the unenthusiastic tone. How was your weekend? I don't know. I've been watching the NFL for, 111 years now? Since I was 6. I'm going to be 63 at the end of this month. So that's 57 years, and I never had trouble finding a fucking game. It was either NBC, ABC, CBS, ESPN. Anybody else have trouble this weekend? And no, I'm not a Luddite. I don't know. You don't know anything about technology? None of that. I have Amazon Prime. I know when to watch the Thursday. This weekend, they just fucking... Here's a story I got to tell you because it's so fucking hilarious. It's me getting old, losing my mind, combination. Because I told my wife later on in the day, I was so embarrassed what I did, I didn't tell her, and she was sitting next to me. Later on in the day, I tell her, and she goes, "It's not you." There was an article saying that the people were complaining NFL games are all over the place, and it's only going to get worse, they said. So I said, oh, good. Makes me feel a little better. Dallas had mentioned before we broke for the weekend, that that the Eagles and who was it?
Packers.
Eagles Packers were going to play. I remember him saying that. So I watched the Chargers game, and I was assuming that they were on right after them on Saturday. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. Well, anyway, so I go to the guide, right, and it says NFL Network, Packers, Eagles. So I choose it, and the game starts. It's in Brazil, right there. Again, if I was in my 40s at least, I'd go, no, this is... I go, they're playing in Brazil, a playoff game? I know they do that during the right... I said, maybe they're trying to promote, They're trying to make this a global league. Anyway, so I talked myself into, they're probably doing a playoff game this year. And I'm watching the fucking game. And there were a few hints that it wasn't a current game. Chuck Bednarik led in tackles for the Eagles. If you guys are football fans, that's hilarious. If you're not, go fuck yourself. So I'm going, okay. And then the fucking Steelers go up. I don't know. And, here's the other thing I'd even tell you, Dels. They're editing. Like right after a guy runs a play and it gets tackled, it would cut to them at the line of scrimmage again. And I go, maybe this is how I'm trying to convince myself that it's not me that's going crazy. I go, they're trying something new, cutting out the dead air time. And I watch for another 10 minutes before I go, wait the fuck a minute. I look up in the corner, in the tiniest font, it goes, week 1. Week 1. And I watched it for 20 minutes. Do you understand how embarrassed? I felt the heat come up my face. My wife's sitting there reading. Got a reader, as Bill Hicks said. And I didn't even say anything. And then later on I told her, and she goes, yeah, the article people, what was it on? Peacock. And today last night I'm going looking through the stories in the news. I see headline, star quarterback fumbles late in game, Buccaneers, Commanders. Didn't even know they were playing. Didn't even know they were fucking playing. Where was that one? Peacock. That was Peacock. And wait, was the Eagles wasn't Peacock?
No.
No.
I can't remember what they were.
I know what they were, the Food Network. That's why I was so confused. Eagles are on the Food Network. The Commanders game is on the History Channel. Oh my God, am I getting fucking old? That just cracked me the fuck up. What else? Made beef stew. Oh God, I didn't even send you pictures. I go, we're gonna stop with this. I'm boring the shit out of. It's so funny. I make the beef stew, and then I'm on X, and this is an hour later. Somebody goes, hey, did you make it? One of my fans, did you make a beef stew recipe on your Bitchin' Kitchen thing? Can you send me that? And I go, what are you fucking looking at my window? How the fuck you know that? So I go, yeah, I just fucking made it. Like a good fella, I sent it out there, and you know what's going to happen. He's going to get food poisoning. I'll be in court on Judge Judy. You shit my pants. Hey, it's not mine. I stole it off the Food Network. Bobby Flays, the lawyer's going to have to come in. Ina Gottner. Anyways, that was it for the weekend. I've never... Go ahead.
Also,
yeah, sorry. What
College
else?
football playoffs.
College football. Yeah, who cares?
Solid game.
College, great games. Just great. And this is great promotion for college football. You know what I mean? These games when nothing else is on. Notre Dame over Penn State. That guy just can't win the big games at Penn State. I hate to say that when people say that about coaches because it's not completely true. But they play pretty good. And then what was the other one, Dallas? Ohio State, Texas. Ohio State's scary. And it's funny, the beginning of the year, they were talking college football. They said, I remember reading an article before the season, even something about Ohio State having a $30 million roster when you include NIL and all this shit. And apparently they weren't kidding. Yeah. But Notre Dame, folks, what did they lose in week 2 of the regular season? Yeah, to Northern Illinois. And everybody's like, oh, my God, these guys are going to stink this year. They haven't lost since. And they've been averaging over 20 points, killing people. And looked great against Texas, who's a real fucking... So isn't it amazing? We talk SEC, 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 and you got Ohio State, Notre Dame. And that, again, because of the portal and all that other horseshit. So it's good for football. I personally would lean Ohio State as far as if I had to bet money, but I'm not saying I want them. I guess I got to pull for Notre Dame because Gerald Morgan, my buddy at who played at Notre Dame on the Crowder Show. Anyways, let's get to it. Trump trolls Trollope. Do you guys see this one? This is why I got to love Trump. Somebody, don't think that he came up with these things, but he approves them. He goes, oh yeah, put it in there. She's a dope. President-elect Donald Trump trolled Vice President Kamala Harris on Sunday by posting an online parody conversation. I don't know who did it, but it was pretty goddamn funny. Based on a viral video of him chatting it up with President Barack Obama during Jimmy Carter's funeral. He's rubbing it in Kamala's fucking face.
You get nothing. You lose.
You lose. I win. The seemingly friendly chat between Trump and Obama on Thursday raised eyebrows and left observers wondering what the pair discussed leading up to the 39th president's memorial service. At the National Cathedral, Trump jokingly filled in the gaps when he posted a parody video on Truth Social with fake audio dubbed into the real video. I like how they make it sound like Trump sat on his computer and go, I'm going to fuck it. Watch it. But here's the video, and whoever did it, I thought they turned, and you got to turn it up because it's hard to hear. They put this goddamn music in the background. It's like a water print. Go ahead.
I did what I could to help her. She was horrendous.
I know. You know what I realized? Hillary still hates me. So much.
Well, Mr. President.
For a second time. Barack, very nice to see you.
Congratulations. So how you doing?
I'm a lot better, Dad.
Yeah, I bet. No, you win.
Oh, really? Oh, come on. Anyone could beat her.
Kidding
She's
me?
just...
I was just as appalled. You know what happened? He just didn't want to leave.
I know.
He just didn't want to leave. You got two guys doing impressions that are dead on, or maybe now today you can take their voices and do it, right? Do it that way, whatever. Either way, I thought that was pretty funny. And there was another one they sat together, and I really got to believe. Don't forget, Barack, as much we can't stand his politics, and I think his fingerprints are all over a lot of the shit we hate. He did respect Trump as a politician. He came right out and said, "Don't underestimate this guy." After his first term, I think he said. And he was the last one to jump on the Kamala train, if you remember correctly. So some of that it's parody, but it's true. He knew that bitch was finished. But that's what you get, Mr. Obama, with all your DEI horseshit, racist, sexist, homophobic America. There you go. Who are these people? It's been a whirlwind, hasn't it, as far as DEI taking it in the face between, anyways, let's move on before I lose my...
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Yeah, everybody but California. And our West Coast stupid tonight, and boy, it's West Coast stupid's flourishing with these fires and shit. And I'll preface it again, I don't want to see anybody have this happen to. I mean, 24 people have died. And you go, well, don't make it political. Well, you have to. You kind of have to when it's the direct cause for the tragedy, in my opinion. L.A. battles its worst fire in history. Fire department's highly paid diversity head. The fire department has a diversity head. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. You might get sick of me. Go to my album, Born This Way, and hear me screaming about diversity in 1998. Facing an inferno of backlash after a bizarre comment surfaced in which she appears to defend DEI hiring by blaming victims. In a video, this was breathtaking. Even in this age of PC, we thought we've seen it all. Mental illness. And in a video of defending the department's DEI hiring practices, Deputy Chief Christine, I'm surprised she doesn't go by Christopher, Christine Larson, who heads, listen to this, heads the Equity, right? Fake Religion Equity, and Human Resources Bureau, addressed accusations that the female firefighters aren't strong enough to carry a man out of a burning building. That was the only one thing she addressed. I don't know who wrote this article. That was the least offensive thing. And she said a lot of other, I put this in, ignorant shit that you won't believe. This one, even people on the left are going, what the fuck? This might be the nail. This might be the one that wakes them up. Maybe not. They're so goddamn stuck in their ways. Listen to this PC horse shit that just spills out of her mouth. It's been driven into her head. It's an example of how deep you can get into somebody's head with propaganda. Listen to this. That's a woman, by the way.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person...
Pause. You want somebody coming up the ladder when you're in a burning building. You want them to look like you. That way, because they'll be more familiar with your lifestyle. That's been a mantra of the left forever. You know, we need black police. They can relate to black. It is such fucking horseshit. And that's the one that made me almost fucking faint. Can you imagine coming up the ladder? You're burning and a white guy's coming up, you're black, and you go, no. Yeah, I'll burn. Well, so I posted a tweet saying, she says that you want the firefighter to look like you. And I go, bitch, you don't get me out of this fire in 2 minutes, I'm going to look just like you, black. It's a beautiful tweet, ladies and gentlemen. Just beautiful. By the way, I put one out about the fires. We should have put it in the show, huh? Let me brag about a tweet. That's where my career's at. But the most likes I've ever got, I think, was 8,000 on a tweet. I put one up. You guys have probably seen it since you're fans of mine. It was like Friday I put it up. And there was one of these idiot sign language guys going nuts. I mean, really playing it up. And he did this for a second. So I freeze my TV, I took a picture, and I said, according to the sign language guy, there was a press conference about the fires, a gay rabbit started the fire. I go to bed, it was like 4,000. I go, wow, that was fast. I wake up, it was at 14,000. It ended at 32,000, which means absolutely nothing in the long shot. But 1.7 million people saw it, right? Is that what that means, the analytics? Which is fucking, that made me laugh so goddamn hard. It's like, well, you know what that is? Why I like doing that? It's like getting a laugh at home. You know, as comedians, we need immediate feedback. And it's kind of like that. But my manager told me, he's like, it's fucking, you know, Twitter's useless, X is useless, and it is. It's a sewer where people fight and shit. If you want to promote your gigs and sell tickets, Facebook, Instagram, stories, and he's right about all that shit. But I go, Tom, you going to tell me 1.7 million people are exposed to something new? They didn't all know who the fuck I was. And then he goes to me, he goes, did you put your website or your dates on there? I go, no. I said, you've been telling me that X is useless for that shit. So why would I? And he goes, you answered your own question. And I went, I didn't even know. I'm like, is he right? Am I the dummy or is he was he admitting he was wrong or am I a fuck? He won't watch this. He'll never see this, ironically. Early cost estimates. Oh, Jesus, of course. Imagine me skipping over the most juicy bits. Go ahead.
Or ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
So there her dykeness comes out. Her angry inner lesbian soul comes out. Can you imagine a guy saying that? A real guy, I mean. About a woman? Well, you couldn't get my wife out of there. Yeah, well, she probably started it in the kitchen, the dumb bitch. Basically, that's the equivalent of it. Can you imagine? It shows you where they've taken this thing. And even people on the left go, oh, my God. And did I mention Carolla's rant? I did, didn't I, last week? Yeah. Well, he's right on about this. This will change how they vote because, again, their house burnt down. Everybody can talk a good game about diversity and being fair until it hits your fucking house. This is almost a godsend. I'm sorry people had to die to make the point. Same with the truck terrorists in New Orleans. But boy, did it shine a light on who you vote for and why. This is a great show. How the fuck am I not on Fox? Fuck Fox. Give me, that's too tame for me. You got to come up with something. What do they call it? I don't know. Call it alt. Fault. Alt. Somebody come up with something. Anyways, early cost estimates for all the wildfires. Get this, in Southern Cal. How about 135 billion to 150 billion? By the way, there's still fires going on. Still they're not even contained, some of them, which would top the damage from any hurricane to hit the U.S. except Katrina. Give it time. Critics argue that LAFD, Los Angeles Fire Department, had been too preoccupied with DEI vanity. Critics? Who are the critics? Oh, you mean the right-wing people who have been saying it for 40 years? Are you going to admit you're wrong now about everything? I feel vindicated sitting around comedians for years and keeping my mouth shut just because I didn't feel like arguing before I go on stage and have nothing left. Preoccupied with DEI vanity projects to properly staff and equip its firefighters. Projects that Larson was paid this broad that you just saw was paid $307,000 to manage the fire department in 2023. $307,000. And ironically,
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Emphasis on fire.
You're fired.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I just picture a white male saying that. I had a bit on stage years ago, too, about it was in New York. A firefighter sued. He was a white guy, got higher scores, and San Francisco wouldn't let him on the fire department. And I had some bit about it. I want somebody coming up the fucking ladder to save me. It looks like Tip O'Neill, Irish guy, veiny nose. Not a broad with purple hair and 3 rings and a clit. Oh, that would be fun. Those could heat up, though. Ow. That was gross. Hey, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I got a few dates coming up here early in 2025. I can't believe I'm still doing this. Personally, again, I'd rather sell fentanyl to school children in Mexico. Fooled you. Go to nickdip.com, click on the tour button. You'll see February 20th. Why don't I read off the teleprompter? Bricktown Comedy Club on February 20th, Tulsa, Oklahoma. February 21st, the very next night, Funny Bone, St. Louis, Missouri. And then after that, March 13th, Hyenas in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Never been there. Can check that state off. April 25th, Cohoes Music Hall, Cohoes, New York. It's a beautiful old theater. Wow, we're into May already? That's enough. I'm going to tell Tommy. That's good. That's good. I'm waiting for Anyways, tour dates. May 15th. I read tour dates again. May 15th and 16th. One of the best rooms in the country, at least for me, Zanies in Rosemont, Illinois. The name doesn't do it justice. This is a beautiful comedy room. I murder there. People ask me, I would have to say Chicago might be my favorite. As far as people not flinching at again, it's hard to tell with me because I finally got a following of people who lean right, so it's hard to tell. We know Chicago's very liberal when you talk about the city council and the communists running the fucking city and Lori Lightfoot. Anyways, if you guys want merch, am I still doing this too? Jesus Christ, I'm like Ron Popeil. You guys want to support the show and get some merch? We have a lot of new stuff. So grab a hat, a hoodie, a mug t-shirt, an IUD, a garden hose, Nick DiPaolo garden hose, plastic hips. Those are the big sellers. Baseball shirts and whatever. Just go to nickdip.com. If you're watching the free version of this show, you can watch full episodes of my show, Louder with Crowder, and all exclusive Rumble content, ad-free with one click, ad-free with one subscription. Click the description and the link below and hit the Rumble Premium button. And that'll make it okay for you, okay? Okay.
Hi, good night, everybody.